now that we've figured out how our database works, we are going to connect it all up, get it working with the HTML. So we manually added something to the database, but that's not very useful for us as a web page. We instead want to connect it to this form, right? We have this lovely form, and we want it that when we click this submit button, it actually goes into the database. Ooh, all right. Let's go ahead here, take a look at this. So we're using a lot of these same commands, but let's just take it one step at a time here. A couple things. So I'm going to close this down for now, and let's go over to our create post. We are looking at that now, and let's see here. We have add post. Let's find our form, and our form action. Our form action needs to be nothing. We don't even need a form action, actually. This is where we would put some kind of other address, but we need a form method, and a form method is going to be post, right? This is just HTML jargon. We need it to post. That's important so that it tells that when we push that button, it's going to post something. It's not going to do an action. It's going to post something, all right? Let's go. That's it for now for the HTML, right? Now we got to go and do some Python programming. So we have here create post, and this leads us to the create post. Now, there's two things that happen, okay, when this route is accessed. When someone visits this route as a get action, okay, what we need from them, what we need to happen is that the person gets this page just as it is here. But if this page in turn posts something, we want it to do something a little different. Okay, so if it's receiving something, it's getting something. If it's not, it's not. Okay, the way we go around about this is this way. First, we come up to the top here. We're going to import another Flask utility here called request. Okay, and request is very important for us because we can now access if something is sent to us, we can access it. For the route here, what we do, I'm gonna open that up, that line disappears. We want this method to be this page available to two kinds of methods. The get method, I'm gonna capitalize it, and the post methods, okay? If, right, and maybe I'm gonna change this, create post, no, that's fine. Okay, if request, that's what we just dot method is equal to double equal sign, let's say in this case get. If it's a get type, then what we want to do is we just actually want to serve this up just as it is here. This return render, right? If someone wants to access the get page, then we just render that template as it is. But if we want it to do something else, like it's a post, then, well, let's just do an else. I mean, we could do else if, and then post, but that's there's only two options. It's either a get or a post. So if it's not, then we have to do something a little different. We need to add something to the post. So let's just have it returned for now. Post added to database. That's a pretty positive message there. Okay, and we'll leave it at that for now. Okay, so we know if it works or not. We'll just do that. Okay. That's our routes. Now, what happens otherwise in some of the other code here if we want to create a new post? Well, if we want to create a new post, let's see here. Oh no, we still have quite a bit more, of course. So this is the end. That's how we're finishing. Now we have to write all the other stuff that goes in here. So, well, let's what we're gonna do is we're going to backtrack and do the same process, but we're just gonna put it in here. So, well, what do we have here? We have, the first step was to create some kind of variable like this, right? A category. So let's make the category. All right. And let's assume there is no category yet. So we're going to call it category equals category object, and we're going to, this is where request becomes very useful. So let me explain to you. We're going to say, I'm going to category name, right? And we want to grab, we're given a category name is equal to request dot form, and then what is the name of the category here? All right, let's go to our create post. Our form is down here as the body. We have a category, right? We want for the category, and the name of this field, appropriately enough, is category. So now we'll come back to this and we'll say category. All right. So what this is, request, when we post something, that data of the form is in this variable called request. And we can access what's in the form using it. So category name is this. So for category name, I'm just going to replace that. And there you go. All right. What's next? We now need to make a post object, right? So we'll do post, and we want to create the post, and that post is going to look like, well, it's going to look like quite a bit of things here. I am going to grab some code. I already have prepared for this. I'm going to paste it in here just so we can expedite things a bit here, right? We are calling our constructor. Title is going to request form title. Subtitle is subtitle on our form. Body is body, and category is this category. Now, don't put this string, in here necessarily. You need to first create this category object. So if you just did request and you put it like that, it would not work. Remember, this is a string, this is a string, this is a string, this is a category object, okay? So that's why you first need to move it into a category object like that, all right? Just so that's perfectly clear. Finally, do you remember what else we did? After we did this, we added it to the session, and then we committed the session. So let's do exactly that. db dot session dot add post. We want to add this post in there, right? And then finally db session dot commit. I don't know why it's not filling it in for me, but fine, good enough. All right, and then afterwards, then I think it could display for us post added to database. And if we wanted to be really fancy and make sure we could make this an F string, post entitled, right? Do you remember? We remember how to do this back in the olden days, and we're gonna grab this object here. We'll put that in and we'll see. Oh, it doesn't like that. Single quotes, folks, single quotes. All right, and that's the bell. Oh no, I have to finish. So let's see if that works for us. It did not, because the method argument didn't work. Not sure. I'm gonna debug that off tape here. So I'll be back. I did a quick little search here. It looked for method, and actually it's a pretty straightforward error right here. It said method, and actually it should be methods. All right, and now if I run it, it seems to work. I get some weird warning, but we'll come back to that some in a bit. And if I run it, my database, and I click add post, and I write howdy partner, yo, that's exactly how cowboys talk. I'm gonna this is in the spam category, submit, post entitled howdy added to the database. Amazing. And let's see if it is actually in the database here. I'm still able to access the database. Let's look at all our posts. Oh my goodness, it's there. Freak out, everyone. Just freak out. Just kidding. All right, I'm gonna finish there. Quit while you're ahead. I'll see you in the next video where we are going to actually make it do something a little nicer than this once it's finished.